Tonight on WBOC News at 6.
A shattered sense of safety in one Seaford neighborhood. How people are coping after a recent shooting. A woman's good deed in Felton put her own life in danger. The shocking moments that were caught on camera. And demonstrators are trying to get the attention of Congressman Andy Harris in Cambridge. Why they say their voices are going unheard.
Covering all of Delmarva, this is WBOC News at 6, Delmarva's news leader.
A Sussex County community coming to terms with a deadly shooting at a park. Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight for the News at 6. I'm Steve Hammond. That shooting in Seaford left one person dead and 3 injured. Chopper 16 was over the area of Collins Avenue and Nutter Park about 7 o'clock last night. Police tape and several police vehicles could be seen in the area. Delaware State Police say unidentified suspects fired several shots during a fight about 4:30. A 23-year-old Seaford man was taken to the hospital where he died. His identity has not been released. A 19, 21, and 23-year-old were also injured. Today, WBOC's Kirsten Clark went to the neighborhood and spoke with several neighbors who are calling for change.
Steve, this area of Collins Avenue looked much different last night as police cars lined the street and yellow caution tape blocked off a portion of it. We spoke with people in the neighborhood today who say they're still shaken up by what happened. Snippets of caution tape, police passing through, and an almost empty Nutter Park. All reminders of the chaos Joy Schuler recalls hearing from inside her house on Collins Avenue Wednesday night.
I just was scared and just warned my son to get from the door. I feel safe until you hear stuff like that. You just get really nervous.
Meanwhile, Melvana Matthews says she rushed out of her home to see the victim being put in the ambulance.
Just hurtful because all three of them I knew. So it's just painful to know that this is what our young kids are ending up doing.
And Matthews says it is equally hurtful to see the park she once loved become a hub for crime and violence.
The park is meant for the kids, and you can't bring the kids to the park. I don't come to the park.
Lily Smack shares that disappointment. She says the days of watching her great-granddaughter play on the swings are now over.
I told her, I said, it's not very safe anymore.
And now that quiet and calm is restored in the area, so is a longing for better days ahead.
We just got to be safe and in prayer about it, that God will protect our home and ourselves.
I just wish these streets could be cleaned up so that we can all live here in peace.
Uncertainty in the wake of a tragic Seaford shooting. Kirsten Clark, WBOC News, Delmarva's news leader.
2 people were killed in a murder-suicide in Delmar today. Delaware State Police say they were called to the Country Grove Circle home about 9 o'clock this morning. Investigators say a 42-year-old woman was found dead with multiple gunshot wounds, and they say a 56-year-old man was also found dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Their identities have not been released there in Delmar. We have more information tonight regarding that school bus crash in Wicomico County earlier this week as we take a look at the video from Chopper 16. Maryland State Police say the bus hit a box truck near Forest Grove Road and Route 50 in Parsonsburg Monday afternoon. Troopers have now confirmed that it was a student on the bus that was flown to shock trauma. Their condition is not clear. The bus driver, the truck driver, and 4 students were taken to a nearby hospital. We are also told that the 59-year-old bus driver has been issued a traffic citation for that crash in Wicomico County. An animal-saving mission quickly turned disastrous in Felton. On Saturday morning, Destiny Alloy got out of her car next to a pond, and as WBOC's Kyle Lawrence shows us, Alloy was recording herself guiding a duck back to safety when a car hit her. Fair warning, we're about to show you that disturbing footage.
I got you, dog. I got you. You're okay. Hey. You're okay. Wah, 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 wah. There's a car coming.
Yo, watch out. The woman in that video is Destiny Alloy, who miraculously, just 5 days later, is walking around Killen's Pond where this happened to tell her story.
So I saw the duck, and I, put my car in the shoulder over here, and I approached the duck, and my job was to keep the duck safe, and which I did.
But Alloy's heroic efforts.
What are you doing, honey? Come on, you gotta make a choice. You can't just stand in the middle.
did not come without consequence. She says she suffered a concussion, bruising to her head, and 2 gnarly scrapes on her knees. The driver who hit her took off, but Alloy says she has no ill will. She's just happy to be alive.
I'm just grateful. I mean, I can't really be hateful towards somebody because it's just not in my nature.
Still, the family wants answers. Destiny's brother Nathaniel posted the video of the terrifying incident on Facebook, asking for any information. So far, the video has been shared more than 3,000 times, and Nathaniel says it has surpassed 1 million views.
Somebody's going to see it. I mean, regardless, like, you should definitely do the right thing, especially when, you know, there was somebody that, you know, could have been, you know, potentially killed.
An attempt to save the life of a duck nearly cost Destiny Alloy her own. In Felton, Kyle Lawrence, WBOC News, Delmarva's news leader.
Delaware State Police say they believe the driver was in a silver Kia SUV or a similar looking vehicle. Anybody with information is asked to contact Delaware State Police. A protest against Maryland Congressman Andy Harris is wrapping up right now. Organizers of that protest, Cambridge Indivisible, say they do not agree with Harris's leadership. WBOC's Lauren Miller is live in Cambridge tonight. Lauren, you say about 100 people showed up.
Steve, this protest is all in an effort to get the attention of Representative Andy Harris as he's giving a speech here tonight at the Cambridge Hyatt. Now, the organizers of this protest, Cambridge Indivisible, say he has not returned any of their calls nor their emails, which is why some of their signs are painted him as missing in action. Taking a look from Chopper 16, the protest began around 4:30 this afternoon along Route 50. People have been relatively peaceful out here, might I say. A Cambridge Indivisible's president told us they want a town hall with Harris and hope these signs give a clear message. The group says he is hurting Maryland farmers with his support to pause funding within the Inflation Reduction Act and people with his support for President Trump's budget tax cuts.
So he won't meet with us. He hides from us. He locks us out of his office. We can't, get in. So we're just going to go wherever he is. So we're going to meet him there and say, you're missing in action. Do you want to represent us or not?
We spoke with the Cambridge Police Department as well as the Dorchester County Sheriff's Office, who say they've increased police presence in and around the Cambridge Hyatt. They're also monitoring and limiting the amount of people coming in and out of the Hyatt as well. More on the story on WBOC News at 10 and 11, live in Cambridge. Lauren Miller, WBOC News, Delmarva's news leader.
All right, Lauren, thank you. All right, let's provide some context here. Last year's general election, Donald Trump won in Dorchester County. This according to the Maryland Board of Elections website. Trump garnered roughly 56% of the vote in Dorchester County. Kamala Harris getting 41% from the nearly 16,800 people who cast a ballot. Also, Andy Harris had an easy victory in Dorchester County, getting 59% of the vote there. Burn bans were issued today in Dorchester and Somerset counties amid continuing drought conditions. The ban applies to all outdoor open flames until further notice. WBOC's Grace Harmon is live in Princess Anne, and Grace, officials there say a brush fire actually broke out there last night.
Steve, crews responded to a brush fire here on Champ Road in Princess Anne, the remains of which can still be seen behind me, this charred boat, and even some smoke further back into the trees. But this wildfire was only one of 15 in the last month in Somerset County, and county fire officials say that this fire was somewhat of a last straw before implementing the ban today. Brush, high winds, and no rain. It's this flammable combination that led the Somerset County Fire Chiefs Council to recommend that commissioners implement a burn ban until further notice.
Currently, we're about an inch, 1.3 inches down for rainfall that we should have for the year.
And Fire Chiefs Council President Matt Tomlins says the conditions are exceptionally ripe for wildfires.
We evaluate it if we need to place a burn ban in effect, and according to drought.gov, in the last 131 years, this is the 23rd driest season.
The ban covers all types of open burning, from trash to campfires to fireworks. But the Maryland Department of Natural Resources has some tips to minimize the chance of a brush fire spreading to your property, such as clearing away any dead leaves, twigs, or trash, and storing firewood at least 30 feet from any buildings. Chief Tomlin says it is imperative that people follow the ban for however long it is in place, so crews don't have to divert their resources responding to fires that were preventable.
I know it's inconvenient because people are finally a little bit warmer weather. They want to get out and grill and things of that nature, but it's not the time to do that.
Officials say the ban will stay in place until we get more rain. So although the days are getting longer and a little bit warmer, it looks like we're just going to have to hold out hope for some April showers before breaking out our s'mores supplies. Live in Somerset County, Grace Harmon, WBOC News, Delmarva's news leader.
All right, Grace, thank you. Yesterday, we told you about Delaware officials warning of a risk increase in wildfires, urging people not to do any outdoor burning. A live look outside Laurel from our Tyndall's Casual Furniture camera. Meteorologist John Conway here now with an update on our drought conditions.
We received some substantial rain last week. Unfortunately, it's that rain that tends to fall in a deluge, a lot in a very short period of time. And when you combine that with the clay soils we have on much of Delmarva, a lot of that rain kind of just runs off into the rivers and streams rather than soaking into the ground. We do need an extended period of a light to moderate rain. Now, the drought monitor was updated this morning. There was a slight improvement here on the northern midshore in Caroline and Queen Anne's County. The drought was downgraded from severe to moderate. We have also been seeing some improvements down in southern Accomack County. Temperatures, well, they're mild on the midshore, low to mid 50s. We're in the 40s at the coast. Your evening forecast has temperatures falling down into about the low to mid 40s by late evening under increasing cloud cover. So looking ahead, tomorrow's going to be more of the same we saw today. It's going to be a warm and windy weekend that's going to lead to some strong storms possible Sunday. I'll time it out for you in 6 minutes.
See you then, John. Thank you. Dozens of homeless in Sussex County will soon have nowhere to turn. WBOC's David Scott has that for us tonight. This is because of a holdup in government red tape.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. For about the last 3 months, the homeless in Sussex County have stayed at a pair of churches, a Lutheran church in Rehoboth Beach and here at St. Jude the Apostle Church in Lewis. But Code Purple's arrangement with those two churches will end this Saturday. The homeless were then supposed to move to an encampment called Taros that has been operated during the warmer months on the old Troop 7 property. But new Governor Matt Meyer now wants the camp to have a permit that the county has to approve, and the earliest that could happen is the middle of April.
We could be faced with another encampment in the Troop 7 woods, which is what we tried to alleviate last year with Taros, right? So the trash buildup and human waste that occurs, it becomes an environmental and a health hazard.
Agnew says there's no plan B if it doesn't get that permit from the county, so the homeless would end up sleeping just wherever they can find a spot. He also points out that they wouldn't get the case management that Taros encampment would provide to help them get back on their feet.
All right. Keep on top of it. Thanks,
right.
David. As we continue here tonight at 6 in sports, the Eastern Shore Lady Hawks looking to continue their dominance against Morgan State this season. We've got MEAC semifinal highlights coming your way. And a marine mystery unfolding on a beach in Sussex County. What's next after a humpback whale washed ashore? We'll be right back.
You're watching WBOC News at 6 with Steve Hammond, meteorologist John Conway, and Chopper 16.
This was the scene near Conquest Road Beach in Sussex County last night near Delaware Seashore State Park. A beached humpback whale in the surf. Officials researching the whale today believe it was a young female, less than a year old. The whale measured at almost 31 feet long. Researchers were unable to determine the cause of death, but say samples have been sent off to research labs to learn more.
Sometimes we can detect the presence of illness, disease, parasites that aren't visible to the eye. So most of the time it has to do with disease.
New tonight at 7, how researchers are handling that washed up whale there in that part of Sussex County. John has an update on our forecast. The weekend getting near. We may see some storms near the end of it. John will update on that as well when we come right back.
Good evening. Today, in many ways, a carbon copy from yesterday, where portions of the midshore made it into the well into the 50s. A comfortable day, a little chillier though, right at the coast. Easterly winds all north of this pesky stationary boundary, kind of creating this little bit of a U-shaped feature here. What's causing this is as the cold air pushes to the east, cold air is heavier, it's denser than warmer air, and it backs up against the Appalachian Range right here, and it kind of gets pools right here. We call that cold air damming, and that's been keeping the temperatures on the chillier side right along Coastal Highway. Forecast for this evening, partly cloudy skies for the next couple of hours, especially on the midshore, but I think a low cloud deck is going to develop again during the overnight. If you're thinking about going out to view that total lunar eclipse tonight, it's going to be at totality between about 2:30 and 3:30 a.m. I'm not too optimistic. I think some folks may be able to see it tonight. I'm just not optimistic that most of Delmarva is going to be able to see that eclipse. Patchy fog, though, again, could be a possibility right along Coastal Highway. Your visibility forecast here showing the visibility stays good through about midnight, and then after midnight, we start to see some of that little bit of low cloud and fog developing, especially over like Vienna, places like Seaford, Milton, and down into Accomack County. We could see that visibility at times below 1 mile before it starts to burn off tomorrow morning. Heading out the door tomorrow morning, it's going to be on the mild side. Well, mild for this time of year, upper 30s, low 40s. We should be waking up to temperatures in the low to mid 30s. So your forecast for your finally Friday, starting off the day mostly cloudy, maybe a peak of sun up to the north. Again, a little bit of patchy fog to start the day. I think we're going to stay mostly cloudy for the morning, and then like today, especially on the midshore, I think we're going to see some peaks of sun, although you might stay under that low cloud deck under much of Sussex County, Worcester County, and right along Coastal Highway. High temperatures, yeah, you're going to be stuck down in the 40s again, eastern Sussex County and Ocean City, thanks to that wind off the water, and again up on the midshore, especially where you see the sun. You can see your temperatures getting into the mid to upper 50s. So again, a 10 to 20 degree difference in temperature across the peninsula tomorrow. Those winds will be out of the east, keeping you chilly right on the Coastal Highway, but by Saturday, the winds are going to shift to the south. They're going to really push our temperatures up as we look ahead to the weekend, and that's going to help fuel some strong storms. Here's how things play out here. Low pressure system organizing over the upper Midwest, going to bring severe weather Saturday to much of the deep south. That cold front makes its approach on Sunday, going to bring us some heavy rain and very gusty winds. Timing is looking like Sunday night into early Monday morning. Damaging winds are going to be the main threat with those storms Sunday night, and then everything clears out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we're back in the mid 70s by next Thursday.
All right, the news at 6. We'll be right back, but first, Chopper 16 flies to Sussex County. Here's Lauren Hitch with tonight's Proud to Serve.
Just minutes away from historic downtown Milton is a small getaway known as the Edward McCabe Nature Preserve. Let's fly over with Chopper 16.
The Edward McCabe Preserve features a wide variety of habitats, plants, and animals, all in a small pocket of the Delmarva Peninsula. Donated to the Nature Conservancy in 1993 by Constance McCabe, Edward McCabe is one of the most visited public preserves in Delaware. Explorers can put their canoes in the water and travel down the Broadkill River or take a long walk along Bennett Trail. Visitors can also enjoy seeing over 100 different bird species at the preserve, including bald eagles, osprey, bluebirds, and more. WBOC is proud to serve the Edward McCabe Nature Preserve and all of Sussex County.
And proud to be sponsored by Johnny Janosic's World of Outdoor Furniture, featuring a huge inventory with weather-resistant frames and fabrics. Order yours now in time for spring. For the area's best selection and biggest savings, you gotta come to Delaware's outdoor furniture headquarters at Johnny Janosic. I'm Lauren Hitch with Chopper 16.
In sports, a chance to go to the MEAC semifinals. UMES looks to beat Morgan State for the third time this season. Here's Delmarva Sports Network's Kayla Santiago.
It's day 2 of the MEAC tournament, and we've got the Hawk with us of University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Give me a thumbs up if you think the Lady Hawks are going to come out on top. There we go. The Lady Hawks trying to get a big win here today against Morgan State to advance.
We start things off with UMES. Samara Haynes puts it up and knocks it down. Former Hawk Jayla Bannerman goes all the way plus the foul. 22-16. Your score, Hawks still up. More from Morgan State. Gabrielle Johnson knocking it down from Tripletown. Nia Green driving to the basket plus the foul that ties the game at 24 with 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. But here come the Hawks. Haynes' three is good. UMES not giving up on defense. Brianna Barnes with the takeaway and getting the deuce. And the second half would be all Hawks. UMES comes out on top against Morgan State, 74-67.
The Lady Hawks will take on Howard tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the MEAC semifinals. Reporting from Norfolk Scope Arena for the Delmarva Sports Network, I'm Kayla Santiago.
Mostly cloudy skies tonight mean you're probably not going to see the total lunar eclipse. Patchy fog possible as we drop down to around 40 degrees. Finally, Friday, we'll see some mid-50s across much of Delmarva, although it's going to be colder at the coast, only 40s because of that wind out of the northeast. 70s this weekend ahead of some heavy rain Sunday night.
Thanks, John. Thanks, everybody, for joining us tonight at 6. For news anytime, turn to our news app or our website, and I hope you'll join us again for the news at 7. Good night, everybody.